Hi everyone, hope you're keeping safe and well. I wanted to do a little video about something that I talk about a lot, but I haven't actually done a video about, and it seems to resonate with a lot of people, especially our seedlings, at seed. And it's about the recovery after the recovery. So obviously, with an eating disorder, recovery is possible, and the earlier intervention is implemented, as I always say, the quicker and easier it is to bring that person back. However, it does require a lot of hard work. We know this. But there's also a period after that recovery, and it's something that a lot of people struggle with because they see it as frustration, resentment, guilt, blame, but actually it's a process. So for me, for instance, 13 years I lost to the eating disorder. And when I hit the recovery period, and obviously I started to thrive in my life and go for my dreams, and I, became an actress. I got Emmerdale and all these amazing things. Um, but even in that process, like leaving home, leaving Hull and going to London to go to drama school, I mean, I didn't even know like what council tax bills were, like seriously. And having to live outside of institution, outside of hospital, outside of eating disorder units, psychiatric units, the works. Um, and especially during lockdown, I really felt affected by it because it reminded me of being isolated, being alone. It made us all think about things, giving us too much time to sort of go over memories and feelings. But it did trigger in me something about being isolated and being on my own. And I think I worked through that really well because I've got a therapist and I see my therapist every week. And it's important that you all know that it's nothing to be ashamed of when you feel like you've got there and then you hit another block. And it's not a block, it's a process. Trust it. The recovery after the recovery can mean a lot of things for many people. There's a lot of grief that goes through your mind. You grieve the years that you lost. For many people, relationships broke down, conversations broke down, friendships broke down. I know they did for me. And you mourn them and you grieve them. And obviously, without being I don't want to be a scaremonger, but there are medical ongoing ramifications from an eating disorder if help isn't given straight away. Can I have children? Many people suffering with an eating disorder sadly can, and that's a grieving process. I myself, I'll be honest, I've got my first fertility test finally at the age of 37 next week because I want to know. I've lived my life not knowing whether I can have children, and there's a lot, like that's a lot. So for anybody who is going through the recovery after the recovery, please don't beat yourself up. Please look at it and embrace it as a discovery. As James Downs always says, and it's stuck with me ever since we did the Survive and Thrive podcast together, your recovery is your discovery. There is no one size fits all. There is no one box ticked. It's an ongoing process. So don't resent and look back and feel frustrated. Try and let go. Try and live in the moment. And of course, talk about it, unpick it, unpack it, however which way you deal with it, do that. But maybe instead of just shoving it away in a corner, as my therapist said to me the other day, get it out, have a look at it, and then just fold it neatly and just go, I know where you are, you stay there, I'll deal with you when I'm ready. And that's a process. And actually, it's one that is really exciting and fascinating if you can use all of that stuff you've gone through and put it into positive, put it into good, put it into fight, put it into drive, put it into learning about yourself. I never ever want to stop learning about myself. So there's two things. For anybody who is showing warning signs of an eating disorder and is not currently getting the help that they need, please reach out, because I don't want you to go through what I did and or many of us have, because sadly we didn't get the help that we needed. Because for me at 37, Seed wasn't around when I was 10 years old. Seed was born out of me struggling, and my wonderful parents managed to help bring me back, and they do it for thousands of people all across the UK. So please reach out. And the second one is, if you are going through that process of sometimes there's a relapse, or you feel like you've recovered but all of a sudden lockdown has brought about a whole host of different thoughts and feelings, don't be scared. You're not going backwards. It's a transition and you're going forwards, and by acknowledging it, you can only move forward and be excited for the future. So equally, please don't feel alone in that. Please reach out. Oh, that was a long one. Sorry. Sending lots of love to you all. Know that we're here, and we're all in it together. You matter. Lots of love.